hedge fund short seller says Silvergate crash may be a sign of the bottom. We talk about macro forces, and to kind of give people a better understanding and not to worry about the day-to-day swings and volatility. And with that macro outlook, we say, well, look, the Fed's continuing to raise rates. They're continuing to sell off their balance sheet. Liquidity is going to be taken out of the market. So there are a lot of factors at play on the traditional side. And then, of course, on the crypto side, we've had, you were talking earlier about Mt. Gox is going to be releasing a large amount of Bitcoin that could be used to sell out and push price there. And of course, we've talked about Silvergate and we've talked about Silvergate and its impact, whether or not it was crypto related or whether or not it was more of a banking problem. But even such, you know, Silvergate, interestingly enough, that when people talk about regulating and coming out with regulations to protect retail from the volatility, the interesting thing is that it's the institutions coming into these small market cap cryptos that are bringing in all of this investment that are actually creating the volatility. The volatility isn't created by the retail market building up blockchain slowly and surely. It's actually a lot of these other sources of institutional money. So that being said, Silvergate crash, it's kind of shaking out a lot of funny money, right, or malinvestment, and it's going to be bought back up, and investment will come back in at a lower price. But as far as being a sign of the bottom or being the bottom, what's your take on where we are? If people are listening and they're following crypto and blockchain in the market, Silvergate just happened. What's your take on, are we at the bottom? Where at the bottom are we?
Yeah, I mean, I would preface this with saying I'm not here to give financial advice in that directly. And also I would say that, people who are running managing money for a living and who looking at all these technical indicators, he might be operating on a completely set of different assumptions from what I'm operating in. I could be wrong, but I feel that he's probably wrong on this, and that if anything, I would say Silvergate is better described as a local top in the crypto market, and that we probably have another 20%, if not more, if not higher, depending on what the Fed's doing over the next year, where their terminal rate is, their rate target for the Fed's funds, if it's 5 or 6 or 7 or where that ends up. I feel like that is a bigger story than and it's going to override whatever technical indicators that he might be working off of. And to say that, so I don't think this is a sign of the bottom at all.
So I tend to agree with you. I mean, I could maybe try to come up with be kind on interpreting this sign of the bottom and say, well, we're getting closer. Clearly, this is something that had pushed up prices pre-Silvergate. We were at a higher top than post-Silvergate. So obviously, with all the funds they were pushing into crypto, it had a more inflated prices on a lot of the digital assets. Now that it's being sucked out, we're starting to see a more realistic price of a lot of these. And the ones that investors or institutions or people feel have a future will get bought up at these lower prices. But to your point, it's not just looking at blockchain and crypto alone. That's why we talk about on this channel, we continue to bring forward the macro, what's going on in the world, as well as the developments of blockchain and crypto, because they're still strongly related, correlated, and causally related. So obviously, where rates are getting higher and there's less access to cash, and the dollar's getting stronger, and you'll often see a lot of flights from higher risk assets to
lower risk,
the dollar. Low risk, then you can start to see that there are still some major pressures. And one that we're going to mention in this video, we'll have more videos talking about this if you'd like to. Don't forget to like, subscribe, all that good stuff. But and you mentioned this before we started making this, but it's the regulation. One thing that's not being talked about is that, sure, Silvergate is just the beginning of a whole host of regulations that are about to come across the crypto market, and that has more potential to push prices down in the short run, to affect the market. And so
Then
really,
up, then to go up.
if you're saying it's a sign of the bottom, then, maybe the beginning of, or
Yeah,
I mean, we've been kind
it's
of
hard to
going
say.
down for a while. I would say the beginning of the bottom. So, but it does look like there's a lot of macro forces continuing to push the markets down in general.
Well,
That
I
being,
will say one thing before we leave off this. If I was a
Mhm.
hedge fund short seller, I would also want to put the narrative out that this is near the bottom, because that's your, and I'm not trying to be cynical here, but that's how you get your exit liquidity, because you're not going to short sell you're not going to be a great profitable short seller in a world where everybody thinks it's about to get even lower. Yeah, because now that's a crowded trade. You want the people on the other side who think there's about to be another pump. And if you can sell into that liquidity, then there you go. You've made your money. So just
so
a cynical view of it.
well, maybe giving Alan Lane a hand. No, that's the CEO of Silvergate. We're not giving him a hand.
Right. No.
But so yeah, we'll see what happens with the crypto markets in general, and we'll keep you updated. So how bad will the bottom be at post Silvergate? Stay tuned, subscribe, and we'll let you know. Hope you enjoyed that clip. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscription, notification bell if you want to get the latest drops. Of course, all of this is educational, entertainment information to help you in your journey, learning more about blockchain and how to participate. None of this is financial advice, investment advice. However, if you'd like to learn more about blockchain and crypto, we've got plenty of videos and playlists as well that walk you through DeFi tutorials, how to get involved. And if you'd like some more one-on-one help, check out our website, wisebeyondbitcoin.com. We've got plenty of free resources for you to scroll through and check out in your journey, your blockchain crypto journey. Of course, you can also drop us a line. Let us know what you'd like to learn about. Time is money, knowledge is power. Benefit from our experience. Let us know what you'd like to learn more about. We'd be happy to help you. Until the next time, have a beautiful day. Namaste, y'all.